Hi Pisces, welcome to May. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I get started on your reading, I want to talk about what's happening astrologically this month. So on May 1st, Pluto moves retrograde into, it's moving from Aquarius. It will be moving back into Capricorn until October 11th. On May 5th, we have a full moon eclipse in Scorpio, which is favorable to your sign. On May 7th, Venus will move into Cancer. On May 16th, Mercury goes direct in Taurus, where it's been retrograde for the past couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Jupiter moves into Taurus. That's also favorable to your sign. On May 19th, we have a new moon in Taurus. On May 20th, Mars moves into Leo. And on the 21st, the Sun moves into Gemini. So we will talk about the astrology later. Let's see what the cards say for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships? What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for the month of May 2023? What does Pisces need to know? Okay. What's coming up for Pisces in terms of love and relationships for May 2023? The Two of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Chariot, the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Hangman, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. That's positive. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. Okay, so Pisces, love is on. You got the Two of Cups here. This is your energy. You know, you have the potential to connect with someone where you really feel that you're on the same page. You're like, it's a soulmate connection. With, you know, the Queen of Wands is crossing this, so it could be that you're connecting with a fire sign. That could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The crossing sign card can mean, so it could be someone that's of help to you or someone that's working against you. So it could be that there is someone who is a fire sign that doesn't want you to connect with this person. But it could also mean, the Queen of Wands can mean that you are connecting with someone who knows what they want. Because the Queen of Wands energy is someone who is a go-getter. So when they know what they want and they go after it. That could be what you're attracted to. Or it could also be the energy you need to display. Like if you're interested in someone and you haven't been doing anything about it, maybe you need to take action. Maybe you need to tap into this Queen of Wands energy and go for what you're interested in. You know, go for it. If there's someone that you want to connect with, I feel that there's a good chance that you could make that connection this month. You have the Chariot here, so you've been busy with a bunch of different things. You know, Chariot is like scattered energy. It's telling you you can be, you know, victory through discipline and focus. So maybe you've been involved in so many things, you haven't really been focusing on what you want. What is it that Pisces wants? What do you need? You have the Eight of Pentacles in the recent past. So maybe you've been taking your career in a different direction, in a new direction. You've been focused on getting that all organized. But I feel like you might have been taking on too much. With the Chariot, you may have to drop a couple of things because your energy is too all over the place. And maybe you just don't have time to focus on love if you're too busy doing all these other things. The Emperor is here So the Emperor is about being disciplined, organized, but it could also represent someone that you're attracting. You're attracting someone. It could be an Aries, could be Capricorn, Scorpio, someone who is very disciplined, very focused. Could be even an executive or a CEO or something like that. Because the Emperor energy is the boss, the leader, the executive, someone who is in charge, someone who is organized. That even could be your energy. Maybe you're moving into some type of leadership position and you haven't had time for love. Or you could be connecting with someone through work, or through the job that you do. But I feel like it's more that you've been focused on work and you haven't really given enough time for love. But there is someone, though, on your mind, someone that you could potentially connect with. You just have to give it the energy. You have to drop some of your tasks, drop some of your things so that you can make time for love. You have the Three of Cups coming up in the future. Three of Cups is a party and celebration. So you could get an unexpected invitation out, or there could be some social gathering where you're getting together with friends and the Three of Cups is you're being supported by your friends. I mean, they want to see you happy. So I feel like, and this could happen this is a time card of 3 weeks, that where the Hangman is here. So you may feel like your life has been in limbo lately, like you haven't really been doing anything exciting. You've been kind of like treading water. But the Hangman energy is about giving something up for something better. So maybe you've left something in the past and you've been kind of floating around like, I don't know, what's next? I feel like there's going to be some kind of social event that's going to change everything. You might get invited to a party, or there might be a party, or some kind of social thing where you're getting together with a group of people, and it may lead to a connection, a special connection with someone. You have the Eight of Swords here. This is a card of feeling stuck, feeling trapped. Maybe you're afraid to make a move. For some reason, you feel like you don't have the power. This is a person whose power is restricted. Because the number 8 is about power. Being powerful, becoming empowered. But in the swords, it's the power. Your power is restricted. You feel like, I can't move. I can't take action. I'm stuck in this situation, and I can't get out of it. It's almost like feeling like you're in prison. Maybe you have a lot of obligations that are standing in the way of what you want to do. But the Eight of Swords, there's nothing standing in front of this person. There are no swords. They're just on the side and behind her. She can walk away, but she can't see that. Her eyes are blinded. She's got a blindfold on. She can't see that the door is open. All you got to do is walk away. So what's happening, and it's in your fear sector, I feel like you're afraid to take action. Fear is holding you back from going after what you want. So you have to conquer fear this month and go for it. Go for that dream. In your environment, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you've been working on financial security. You've been working on your career. Because the Nine of Pentacles is a woman, or it's the imagery is a woman who's enjoying her garden. She's got a beautiful home. She's financially secure. But she's lonely. She's thinking, well, what good is having all this money and security if I have no one to share it with? So if that's you, if you feel like, well, yeah, okay, so I've got my house and I've got a decent income coming in. I don't have to worry about paying the bills. I'm not scraping, starving, scraping the barrel for money, So it's time for me to focus. It's time for you to focus, or at least make room for love. Because I feel like you're achieving a goal of financial security, but now it's time to focus on your relationships. She's got this bird on her hand. That usually represents a message is coming. And you've got these next two cards, the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is a card. It's in your wish fulfillment sector. It's a card of boredom and dissatisfaction. So maybe you're kind of bored with your life. Everything is same old, same old. You're working, go to work every day, whatever. Whatever you're involved in, even if you're not working, your life needs some excitement. It needs to be shaken up a little bit because everything is too routine. The Four of Cups, you may feel like, you're not valued or appreciated by a partner or by people around you. And someone is offering you love. There's a cup of love coming out of the cloud, but you're not sure you want to accept it. You're like, I don't know. Is this right for me? Or you may feel like, you thought something was going to happen with somebody and then it didn't. The Wheel of Fortune, though, is the outcome. And with the Four of Cups, it's telling you that there can be an unexpected development, something out of the blue, within the next several weeks. Could be 2 or 3 weeks. There might be some unexpected opportunity that comes your way to break you out of this boredom, to break you out of that cycle of dissatisfaction. And same old, same old. So I feel like there's going to be some shift in the energy this month where either someone contacts you or you connect with someone unexpectedly. And you're not going to see it coming. It's going to be something you can't plan. It's not like, well, I know what's going to happen. It's going to be something out of the blue because the Wheel of Fortune brings opportunity, a change. So if you're in a negative state or if you're going through a difficult time, the wheel shifts and now it's your time to be in a more positive state. So I feel that you're coming out of this limbo, this stagnation, this feeling of being stuck or trapped, and you're going to be moving into some more social energy where you're going to get out more. And you might wind up connecting with someone who's reliable because the Emperor is here. Someone that you can count on. The Emperor is someone who, when they say they're going to do something, they do it. They're not one of these fly-by-night, heartbreaker types that are unreliable. They promise you everything and they deliver nothing. I feel like that you could connect with someone that you could have a significant relationship with. And it may happen out of the blue, like I said. It might be so get out and socialize. Don't sit home on the couch. Don't sit home thinking, oh, I'm tired, I worked all day, I'm not going anywhere. Or don't say, oh, I've got too much work to do, I can't get out. You have to stop that. You have to make room for love and make room for friendship, make room for socializing. All work and no play is not good. So there's going to be some unexpected positive development that's going to shake you out of your boredom. And it could be that you hear from someone, like a message comes in and says, hey, I'm going to this place, you want to join me? Or I'm going to this party, you want to come? Or something. Something is going to shake you up. And you're going to find yourself giving something up for something better. You're going to find yourself moving towards something that's really more stable. And if you're connecting with someone romantically, this person is going to be more responsible, disciplined, someone you could fall back on, someone you could count on. If you've been in relationships where, you were doing all the work or you had to carry all the responsibility and that person did nothing to, there was like an uneven power exchange or energy exchange, that's going to change. I feel like you could attract someone that you could really have a strong connection with. And it may be that you have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and go for it, go after it. Don't wait for the knight in shining armor to come knocking on your door. Don't wait for that, fairy tale romance. Go for what you want and you can get it. So let's see. Let's see what the angels have to say. What the angels have to tell Pisces. What do we need to know? What does Pisces need to know? Okay, let's see. Courage. What did I tell you? You have to have courage. Like my father used to say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. He who hesitates is lost. That was two of his most famous, most often said phrases. Dare to be different, to make mistakes. Create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation. All is possible. Go forth and be true to yourself, for it is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. So, don't let fear hold you back from taking action. Have the courage to go after the thing that you want the most. And I feel that you can change your life for the better if you do that. Okay, so now let's see what the astrology has to say for Pisces. So you have a full moon happening in your communication sector and your travel sector. It's in the 9th house. So something could be ending around higher education, long-distance travel, teaching, learning. You might be finishing up a school project, or you might be finishing up some type of communication thing. You might be coming back from traveling. At this full moon, the moon is in the 9th, and the sun, Mercury, and Uranus are in the 3rd house. So there could be you might get some kind of message, sudden communication from, the 3rd house has to do with communication, from siblings, maybe a sister, brother, aunt, uncle, friends even, your local environment, neighbors. That's what the 3rd house rules. So there's some communication, unexpected, coming out of that house or that area of life. Mercury conjunct Uranus can also bring sudden inspiration. Like you get an idea, oh, now I know how to resolve this issue. So if there was some kind of problem that you were thinking of, how do I think my way out of this, you could have a sudden insight or realization of how to solve it. So if you've had a falling out with a neighbor or a friend or even a family member, it's a good time to go back and redo something and reconnect and work out your differences. Because Mercury is retrograde. When Mercury retrogrades through an area, it's a good time to go back and fix what's broken, to go back and redo something. So even if you're writing something, if you're doing a writing project or a communications project, go back and tweak it. Maybe you're working on a website and you need to revisit it and make it better. Or you're writing a term paper, whatever it is. If there's some writing project, communications project, some communications issue, some contract that needs to be renegotiated, all of those things fall under the retrograde category of going back, tweaking it. Now, if you're starting something new, you want to check the fine print while Mercury is retrograde. Don't sign on the dotted line so you know what you're getting into. Now, Mars is in the 5th house. Mars in the 5th house, it usually can mean, okay, Mars is where your energy is. It's trining the moon, and it's sextiling the sun and Uranus. So you may get the courage, if it's not you, it could be somebody else, to reach out and communicate to someone. Mars in the 5th is, love, romance, fun. Maybe you're like, okay, all work and no play. It's time for me to have some fun. I'm going to have the courage to go out and approach someone. I'm going to call them. I'm going to reach out. And you have this positive energy. Mars gives you courage. Mars gives you... It's not very strong in Cancer. Mars, because Mars fears rejection in Cancer. You're afraid to reach out. What if they say no? I'm going to feel like an idiot. Just do it. Mars is feel the fear and do it anyway. You can overcome that. A lot of times people with Mars and Cancer, they're better at fighting for other people than they are at fighting for their own needs. So you might be fighting a battle for your children because it's in the 5th house. Maybe somebody's, your kid has some problem and you're fighting to help them. But whatever the case is, take action. Mars, if you're not involved with someone in a romantic situation, Mars in the 5th can bring a romantic connection or affair or something. Mercury is conjunct the North Node in the 3rd, so it's like you're being pulled by destiny to communicate, to resolve something, to create more security around a communication. Maybe you need to talk to one of your relatives. I feel like you need to make peace with a relative. Saturn's in your 1st house in Pisces, just moved into Pisces. So you might be feeling a little bit achy. Your bones are aching. Saturn rules the bones and teeth. So it might bring up those issues if you have any weaknesses in that area. You might be feeling like, oh, I'm just achy and I can't do anything. But Saturn also can bring a more mature attitude to you. Like you want to be taken seriously. But it could also make you become a workaholic. So you don't want to do that. Don't overwork. And don't wear yourself out. Don't wear yourself out too thin. Or too thin, I should say. You have Neptune in the 1st too, which is great. Neptune's been in Pisces forever. But it's getting to the end of Pisces. So you've been in this, like, really, seen as this dreamy, spiritually, compassionate person. Saturn's bringing some reality to the mix. It's helping you to see the reality and to be more disciplined. So if you've been kind of lost and floating in the air, with this, having this beautiful dream, but you don't know how to manifest it, Saturn can help you manifest the dream. Venus is in your 4th house. It's been in your 4th house. So you might have been fixing up your home, trying to make it, redecorate. It brings greater harmony with the people that you live with. And it's sextile Jupiter in the 2nd house. Jupiter is in Aries. It's been in Aries for the past year. So it's been bringing you abundance, money. So you've had the money to make some changes around the home. At some point, Jupiter's going to move, this month, it's going to move into Taurus in the 3rd house. And then it will bring you luck with your relatives and your neighbors and your local environment. So you may feel like traveling. You may feel like getting out and about the neighborhood. If you've been stuck at home because you've been doing things around the house, it's time for you to get out, branch out. Chiron's in the 2nd house. You may have some money wounds or self-esteem issues to work out with Chiron. So if you're not getting paid what you're worth, or you're afraid to spend money for whatever reason because you have a scarcity mentality, work on those things. If you're settling for too little in a job situation, claim what you deserve in terms of love and money. Then we have this new moon in Taurus. And that's happening in your 3rd house. So I feel like you could have a new beginning in some type. It could be a new creative project, communications project that comes up. And you're going to be really excited to do it. And it's going to be something that involves technology. Maybe there's some kind of website or a blog or something that involves like cutting edge technology in some way. And Mars is in the 5th house. You may have a chance to express yourself. Maybe you're deciding to start a YouTube channel or write a blog or something, or just do some creative writing. But you have to take action to benefit from this this energy. Mars is trining Neptune. So Mars can help you manifest what you're wanting. If you've always dreamed about doing something, now's the time to take action. The only thing you have to be concerned about, this new moon has a lot of good energy. Venus is trining Saturn, so if you're connecting with someone, there could be an age difference between you where one person acts like a parent to the other. Maybe you're having a better relationship with your children. But it could also mean, if it's romance, it can be that you're connecting with someone that will be in your life for a long time. Someone who's stable and mature. They may not be as spontaneous or fun, but they are very practical and very reliable. But then Pluto, now Mars is opposing Pluto this month. And it's going to be a T-squaring Jupiter. So there could be a blow-up in you got to choose be careful when you're communicating. Because Jupiter's in your 3rd house of communication. Mars in your 5th house, which rules children and love affairs. Pluto's in the 12th house. And Pluto in the 12th can be a little bit difficult because you could be really angry and you're not expressing your anger. And then all of a sudden somebody says something to you or triggers you and you blow up like a nuclear warhead. So you don't want to do that. You want to stay calm. If somebody triggers you and you're fighting, you could be having an argument with a lover, a child, a relative. You may not even realize how angry you are. Like everyone can see it but you, because you have Pluto in the 12th. Because it's a psychological house. So you could be having, it's like you're filled with rage because you've been putting up with something for a long time and you've been calm and you've been patient. And now it's like your patience is worn thin. And now it's like, okay, somebody does something and you're ready to press the nuclear warheads, send the nuclear warheads out. And especially because Mercury is also squaring Pluto. So if somebody angers you and you release this rage that you've been bottling up for so long, you're liable to chew their head off. So I want you to avoid that. Just try to stay calm. Try to count to 10 before you like write someone back or communicate or speak, think, count to 10, calm down, think. If you have to write a letter, write it, but don't send it right away. Think about it when you're calmer. Don't react, because Pluto opposite Mars can be a major power struggle. And especially with the third house of communication in the mix, words can be said that you can't take back. So you want to choose your words carefully. Don't say anything hateful that you're going to regret later. That's the only thing that can take away from this new beginning. But other than that, though, you can have a chance for a new beginning. Maybe you need to clear the air with someone. That's for sure. Maybe someone's been overstepping their boundaries and you need to set some boundaries and clear the air and communicate over a difficult thing. But you don't want to have, you want to resolve conflict in a calm way. Now, conflict resolution doesn't have to get ugly. So just be careful and choose your words carefully, and you can have a new beginning. You can get, clear the air with someone, and then maybe talk about things and have a better relationship with that person. So you have an opportunity for a new moon, a new beginning in the way that you communicate, a new beginning in the way you relate to relatives and neighbors and friends. And if you're angry, don't hold it in until it becomes uncontrollable and you have this major blow up. Talk about it when you're calm and try to release that anger in a healthy way. Especially because Mars in Cancer Mars doesn't know how to handle the Cancer energy. Because Cancer is not the warrior energy. Cancer is the nurturer. So you might have been, helping everybody, doing all these things. You're not, you don't really want to do them. It might be like a lot of resentment building up. Mars in Cancer doesn't release anger in a healthy way. So they build resentment or passive aggression. Where you're like doing spiteful things, but because you're not talking about the thing that's really bothering you. So the best thing you can do this month, because good things are coming, you have opportunities for new beginnings all around. In love, with the home and family, just don't overreact. Don't hold things in until they become a psychological block for you, where you're like, all of a sudden you explode. You know what happens when you hold it's like a pressure cooker. All of a sudden it explodes, and it's like, everything goes flying all over the place. You don't want to get to that point. Release the pressure in little ways so that you can talk calmly about what's bothering you without having a major come apart, and then you'll be fine. So some things are going to be revealed this month, some surprises. Some of them are going to be good ones, like you get invited to a party and you meet someone that you really are attracted to. Or you have a better relationship with your kids. Or you find a beautiful new home. A new way to relate to, or a new creative project where you could really sink your teeth in. So those are the good things. Just watch your anger. That's all I'm saying. So that's my forecast for May, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If it resonated with you, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave me a comment. I love reading all the comments. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It will take you to my website and we can get you scheduled. In the meantime, have a wonderful May, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.